Ona sometimes mi upanda barefoot chukwani, kwambie poetry kwangu ni religion, na pay homage to gods wa kibonga. So anytime unakuja show, tayarisha roho yako. Ukijua unakuja kwa shrine, humu ndani kuna salvation. Join army kwa celebration. I swear kila show kwangu ni kama wedding reception. Juu kuna vile mimi na Isa now we married kidesign. Na in case of divorce, lazima you're dramatic, so make sure buy tickets za show theater ukiwa isikia Dorphan na resign. In which case, itabidi mngoja mpaka end of time. Juu all the time nikishika kalamu, niyo acha itano print nikipaint murals kwa chapel na vowels. And believers wanafaa kuashanza throw in the towels. It's just a matter of time. Nataka wasomi wajue intent ya msanii ilikuwa sublime. Hakuna vile inaweza kuwa structural blunder. Kana mimi wananitumia hizi words kujenga na architecture wonder. Kila neno ni monumental. Ku break silence niki break chains na shackles za mental. To slavery iko long gone, lakini bado tunangoja command itoke kwa master. Treasury inakuwa drained na watu wamevaa suti, lakini bado tunashikilia vibeti tight tukicross paths na watu wamefuga rasta. Akili za watu wangu zimeshika kutu ya amnesia, so najitolea kwa janitor nizipige duster. Unajua kuna time ya kungoja miujiza, bali ni time ya kujikaza. Same way kuna time ya kuongea mkinisikiza, after this itakuwa ni time ya kunyamaza. Usiogopi kuitwa bubu, nikimeka attempt ya kubridge distance na binti kiziwi. Na unipende usinipende, I'm happy and proud kuzaliwa na hii complexion ya kiwi. Though ni sad, venye descendants wa royal wamekuwa misled kumistake blackness for darkness. Blanda venye midi na propaganda, ignorance and infectious zimeshakwa sickness. So kwa moments of weakness, mimi invoke spirit ya Kamiridhu kupitia maandishi ya Ngugi wa Thiong'o, ndio njikumbushe utamwa lugha ya mama kwa mdomo. Onto antobeto ibatikire kwa nkombo inde beno kombo tombone. Akio gitu minkarankiri kana ya moroja mugambo jo ante moromone. Hata baada ya mwalimu wa lugha shule kunisaidia kuanguka huo mtihani, hiyo ni kabla shengi ile tuko mizani na wenyeji mashinani. Kitusiwa na miti kuangusha mbegu, mashairi yakaanza kumea mashambani. So saa hii nasikiza uko fulani kwa nursery nikiwata hizi seedlings. Keishaka kama wazazi tuko all over the world, kila mtani na siblings. Kala mashaka ndio wazazi, so tuko all over the world, kila mtaa niko na siblings.
Guys, these are the days that I live for such pieces of poetry, you know, that take you through the roller coaster. You think about it, you're enjoying it, you feel a little bit sad and a little bit happy. And these are the days that we live for. Dorphan, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm very well.
Karibuni sana. Komora, karibu sana pia. You are doing amazing with that guitar. But Dorphan, this is not your first time here. No, when was the last time you were here? A while.
Can I remember? Like it's been a couple of years. It was 3-4 years back.
Exactly. It's been a while.
Yeah,
Welcome back. Welcome back. You are on Art and Culture
Thank you
Monday.
very much.
Yes, I want you. I know you, but I want you to say hi to guys at home. Tell us wewe ni nani. Alafu we jump right in.
So I don't know. Muga nibu in there. Okay, that's how are you in my mother tongue, and the woman everybody else in the world. Yeah, so my name is Dorphan. My ID name is Dennis Mutua Mburugo Toirambu. Well, that's as far as I can go with the genealogy.
Yes.
But I guess I'm better than most. Yeah. So and I'm a performing artist, a spoken word artist, a songwriter. Well, a writer, amongst many other things, but those are the things I would like to identify myself with.
Yeah.
And then I can say I've been doing this for a while.
Mm-hmm. How long have you been in the industry?
I've been writing since I was in high school.
Yeah.
I've been writing since 2006, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But then I started like seriously performing. I came to Nairobi in 2012.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that's when I started performing seriously. In 2014 is when I decided, you know what, I want to try this artist's hat on, like, like throw out.
Head on, let's do this.
Yeah, you know, let's see where this goes. I think part of it was because I grew up in the village, and there's very limited options when it comes to dreams, right?
Yes.
Because the only people we consider success is either, someone is a doctor, a teacher, a nurse, the regular jobs, right? So, and for me, I felt like that wasn't really me. There's a lot of people who probably would think otherwise. People who knew me from when I was a kid probably think they expected me to be one of those.
Somewhere a doctor, mwalimu,
but
mahali,
I think we have our plans, and life has its plans. And because I feel like this art thing I didn't choose it, it chose me. Because I didn't know I was an artist until I was in high school. That's when my artistic side started coming out. So, but so far so good. I have no regrets at all. As a matter of fact, I feel I'm a much better human being because of art. I feel, my life would probably be totally different if it wasn't for the arts. And I'm glad for that,
So art has
maybe in if you think about it in the conventional ways of success, a lot of people wouldn't consider me successful, which is okay.
Do you consider yourself?
I consider myself very successful because
that's all that matters, right?
Yeah, that's count. So because I think I've attained things I never dreamed about. Yes. Right. Okay, I'm yet to attain a lot more that I've dreamed of. Yeah. But I've attained so much more that I didn't really dream about. The things I've achieved that I couldn't see myself here, But the fact that I'm here and doing what I'm doing, the way I'm doing it, at my own terms, I think for me that's success enough.
Amazing. Right. I like that. You are very strong on background, where you came from, how that inspired you. And as I was going through your bio, preparing for this interview, you are big on inspiration, on mentorship. So who are you mentoring right now? Which set of kids or youngsters do you mentor? I think there's the reason we're here today is because of we've been working on an album. Yes. It's titled From the Margins. And From the Margins basically is we were telling stories from the people who are on the fences, people who want to come in, but they're not allowed to come in, or their circumstances don't allow them to be in. Yeah. The people from the crevices and the cracks of society, right? Because there's a lot of such people. Yes. And so we're representing those voices. This album is a project I collaborated with 5 artists, who are most of them are my mentees. These are people that I've sort of helped. So you could say it's an album from people that you have actually seen grow, seen start and actually become something that you are proud of, someone that you can actually collaborate with and put them in an album. That has to be someone that you are very proud of.
For sure.
Amazing. I like that. I want us to come back and talk about the album, but can we get one more performance before we come back and, disintegrate the whole album, get to know who is in there, how long is it? Okay. Before we do that, one more performance.
All right. So this is still a bit on background. I think as a person also, and I like to think of myself as a child of the margins, as a person of the margins, because I was born of a teenage mother out of wedlock, and that kind of puts you in a position where you're out of the loop for the most of the times. I think that's where the artist in me was born somehow. So this is Mama Alicia. Niliulizia nikaambiwa Mama Alicia, nilikuwa sad sikuimbiwa to Mama Alicia. Sitaki kujudge juu sijui reason Mama Alicia. Ni birthday yangu leo, yet another reason ya kumiss mom this year. Na kupeleka 92. Previous year nilikuwa only 2. Place ni Timao, base kambia Karao, usiniulize ni hao. Chalia mata tena alikuwa ni Karao. Yani after wameachana na Mbuyu, if ever washawahi kwa pamoja. Ama ilikuwa too blunder under influence ya boss kuhit under the belt, after belt kwa loose, kuanguka kwa toja. Break up after breaking news, juu ni mwezi moja after na period imehata. Sasa hizo mini embryo nishaanza kuform. impulse za mother kwa system zinani-inform ni kubaya nje. Chances za mbuyu kukubali responsibility bado ni finje. Statistics zina point kwa possibility ya mimi kuwa brought up na single mom. Noisemaker tangu. Speech bado haijaform but kwa uterus meshikilia mbili kukod kama mic. Nategea tani yangu ya kuperform. Defying the short sight ya kuchukua the easy way out. Yenye ngeniacha ndani ya paperback somewhere kwa dump site, mother amechoose to go strong. About 40 weeks down the line, June 1st 1989, Madaraka Day imegeuka Labor Day kwake. Kemi 3 kwa hewa, amebarikiwa na mvulana. But hii ilikuwa ni furaha kubwa sana kwake. Norman Etienne Dame ampata mtoto nje ya ndoa na bado ana hustle. But familia kina baba mtoto ina uwezo, so naelewa. Ilikuwa tu hivyo wise kupeana mtoto kwa babake. Only that decades later, mtoto ni mtu mzima na bado anahangaika jua vile ingekuwa kaangelewa na mamake badala ya kuishi na baba wako aijuana. Jua cha uzazi hufanywa na mama na babake. Still pictures kwa album hazitoshi kushikanisha hizi dashed memories. Abandoned too early and Wandakata Waiget to recover his hashed history. Wakati whereabouts the mother ni idea ya skeleton stash kwa cemetery. Bado ana maswali mengi kibao, but alishasari kusaka answers just in case there was so more pain yakijibiwa. So niliulizia, nikaambiwa mama alishia. Nilikuwa sad sikuambiwa cho mama alishia. Sitaki kujudge juu sijui reason mama alishia. Ni birthday yangu leo, yet another reason ya kumiss mom this year.
Amazing, an emotional roller coaster right there, a whole journey. Dorphan, I love the length of your pieces. I love that the story has an intro, we get to the body, then we conclude in a way you feel like I want to listen to like 92 more pieces like this one. I like that. Take me through your creative process. By any piece, how long does it take you? Where do you get your ideas from? And how long does it take you to formulate them into something concrete?
I think each piece has its own, you can say, life cycle. So this particular one, it's the first personal piece I ever wrote, and it took me from the time that I had the first few lines and I had the idea that I really need to talk about my mom, because I think for a long time I was very bitter with my parents, you know, and that's because I didn't know a lot about them. They passed on when I was a little younger. And so there's a lot I didn't know about them. And I felt like my life would have been much better, if they had made better choices and that kind of stuff. At that time I didn't even know like my mom was a teenager when she had me. So sort of right now that I think about it, that she was that in when she had me, I sort of feel like it was sort of unfair, but I just didn't know any better. So and then so I felt like I needed to write a piece that could appreciate her, but at the same time acknowledge the context and circumstances under which it happened. It's a piece that I know is very uncomfortable for my family members. But I think but by the time I was writing it, I was at the point where I really didn't care, because if none of my family members sat me down and told me my story, told me my helped me to understand myself. So I had to put two and two together from too many places, like from here and there and then sort of now build my own story, like try to understand myself better. So I wasn't really worried about hurting their feelings. If it still hurts their feelings even now, I'm sorry. I think it just means there's something that needs to be dealt with, right?
Exactly.
And I think that's something that is happening a lot even now.
To children, true. All over the kid has
even I think even earlier I had you talk about the schools and everything. I think for me I was messed up when I was in high school. I didn't even know how I survived Form 1 and 2. Right? I was in a bad place mentally. I think I was depressed, right? But at that time nobody was talking about depression, mental health, right? But if anybody, sort of saw my behavior, they'll think I'm just being rebellious.
An indisciplined kid for no reason. So you're saying some of these causes of indiscipline could be stemming from home.
A lot, and not even just home.
Yes,
not even just home. I think it's a you can say it's a cocktail of a lot of things. Because so if there's a kid, because adolescence is turbulent. Right. It's a very turbulent period.
Exactly.
So you have a kid who was nobody's listening to them at home, right? And when they come to school, most school, we've all been to school. Most school principals are dictators, right? So most school administrations are dictators. Sorry to say that I'm in a school establishment right now, but that's what it is, right? They're dictators. So if you can't allow people to express themselves, they're going to express themselves from somewhere, right?
Yes.
So even as much as we want to point fingers at the kids, the kids, what are they learning from, right?
True.
Right?
They are a mirror of the society around them. True.
And you see right now, even the kind of people we idolize as a country, right? There's a lot of unruly people in parliament, in government, and that's who we see every day.
Yes, and that's who our kids are emulating. So we talked about that, by the way, because you were saying these kids didn't get these things out of nowhere. They are definitely seeing them in the society happening every other day, and that could be one of the reasons why this is happening. I want us to move on to your album, Margins, and you have already told us why Margins, like why that title, and I like that. I like that you're lifting others. Where there was no one to lift you, where there was no one to talk to you, that you're giving yourself a chance and giving them a chance to listen to them and listen to someone. And the fact that they are in your album, that just means they have come to the place, they have come to the place of adulthood, the place they can actually do something and do something really well because someone believed in them. So how many, you told me there are 5 songs in the album?
Yeah, there's 5 pieces that, it's spoken word and music, because for me, the way I write hooks, like choruses and verses. So even when I was compiling this, I was thinking about that. And so what we did, we first went on the ground because we really wanted this project to be informed by the people we want to represent in it. Right? So we went down on the ground. We talked to people we talked to some guys who are students here, like sort of campus students. And then we talked to some guys in Madare, and then we talked to some other guys in Kariobangi, Kayole, and we talked to some guys who are South Sudanese, refugees, because that's another story that we never talk about.
Exactly.
As a matter of fact, what we do is we say those guys, they're this and that, and we don't really understand what it means to be them, right?
Exactly, true.
Because most of the guys under 30 who are South Sudanese here, they've pretty much been born and brought up in Kenya. They don't know what South Sudan looks like. Right? Yet we are here saying, those South Sudanese guys, they're not here because they don't love their home. They want to go home, but hey, they don't know any other home.
They've been born and bred here.
So technically speaking, if we are to go by what the Constitution says, in terms of citizenship,
this is
by birth they are citizens, right?
Yes.
So, but as it's easier, to play victim and say the other guy is the problem. But so I feel like one thing we wanted to achieve with this album is we wanted to make people more empathetic about these stories.
Yes.
And the other thing is, you see, like there's a lot of murdering that goes on and injustices that go on in the informal settlements. People don't talk about that, So you see, like when the Kianzongoma brothers happened, that became big, but there's been enough Kianzongoma brothers here in Kayole, Madare to start a few cemeteries, right? People have been talking about that because when it's reported, people say, you hear on the media, like me coming from the village, when I used to hear, I would hear that, today the police shot and killed 5 gangsters. So when you hear gangsters, you're seeing Maderi, Wanugu, like you don't realize it's the 15, 16-year-old who was shot down.
Exactly.
Because they made a youthful mistake, or probably they found themselves in the wrong company.
Exactly.
We get to die for it. We made our own youthful mistakes. We didn't die for it. We're still here. But being in the informal settlements doesn't allow you that privilege.
Yes.
You might make a wrong choice right now, and that will cost you your life.
One
right?
wrong move costs you your
your
life.
Some of these conversations need to have them from a humanistic point of view.
Yes.
Not from those guys. It's not like people in the ghetto are inherently criminal.
Exactly.
It's just the circumstances.
I like what you have said. I think when we hear these stories, the mental picture we have is very different from what is happening on the ground,
sure.
which brings artists like you to a place of let people see the real picture of exactly what is going on, to give these people a voice. Because if just one mistake, which other people in other areas make every other day, costs you your life, that is something that we ought to be speaking about. So you have covered a number of issues which I am really very interested in hearing. Are all the pieces ready and out?
Not out. We're launching the album on 27. That's next Saturday, or this coming Saturday.
This coming Saturday.
Yeah, so that's when we're launching it. We're launching it at the Kenya National Theatre, and so there's going to be performances, and there's going to be a little bit of people getting to understand where the album is coming from, basically, and because also we want to do that, and also we've been documenting the process, so we at some point we'll also be releasing like a short documentary, sort of a behind the scenes, getting to show like some of this process, because we feel like that's the other part a lot of people don't get to see also. Like when it comes to artists, people just see the 3 minutes, so you're going to see me on stage, or 10 minutes, so and you think that's it, like it's just under the lights and it looks good and that guy is really good at what they're doing, but you don't really get to see what it's like to actually
the
build
process,
that.
what it took, going there to those places that you had to go to, talking to the people you had to talk to in order to get the story right. So I think that is very important. We will be waiting for it. So does this mean we have a date this Saturday at the Kenya National Theatre?
For sure.
Tell me about that. What time? Are there tickets? People, how are we paying?
So there's tickets. There's it's going to be 1,000 bob, and that's 1,000 bob that comes with the either the digital or the hard. A lot of people don't do hard copies anymore, so we're also making that a provision, like that digital album, so someone can pay and then they're gonna get it via their email, or at some point we're also going to provide it at all streaming platforms, because also we want it to be available to people, right? Because this is a story from the margins, and we don't want to make it exclusive now that we made it, that it's not available for people that actually inspired it, right? So so it's gonna be the event is gonna start from 5 p.m. To around 8:39. And there's going to be performances from the artists involved and a few other artists.
Yes, would you mention those artists?
Yes.
Nani.
So the album, featured, it's me, of course, now collaborating with there's KUTV FM, there's Sharon Liboy, who's a singer, and there's Murathe Ngige, who's a spoken word poet, and there's Karembo, who is a spoken word poet also. And then there's Lexus Mshairi, who's actually a student here. Yes,
and has been here on the show.
So, so it's a lot of this. So it's those artists, and then now the production is done by one Ras Amor of Sanctuary Music, and like I could say it's a beautiful project. Like it's a beautiful project to listen to. It's an intense project to listen to. But it's intense because also, like, I think as Kenyans we live intensely every day, right?
Exactly.
Because if on one end, we are here, KRA needs us to pay the taxes. Someone else is taking our taxes via the back door. So it's and so we have to sort of like be on the race every day
Yeah.
to meet all these requirements and these demands that are coming from everywhere.
Exactly.
The landlords are demanding, food is demanding, fare is
Water
demanding,
is
water,
demanding.
healthcare. Like
There's
just,
a lot, yes,
yeah,
there's
myriads
just a
and
lot
myriads of-
going on.
yeah.
I want to give an opportunity to Komora
Yeah,
to say
for sure.
hi and invite people to the Kenya National Theatre on the 27th and tell us if you'll be there.
Hey guys.
Hi.
Hi, Karen.
Hi.
My name is Komora. First of all, Dorphan, good job, Manzi. When I mentioned that you came from wedlock, after wedlock 17, I was the same case as well, so I can relate with you. It's an amazing story, by the way. It's really, really intense. We
Yeah.
need to talk about these things openly. They're happening so much.
Yeah.
Me being here, it's a privilege working with him as well,
Yeah.
and being here on TV with you guys. Talking about these things need to be addressed because
Yes.
there are a lot of people who are going through these things quietly.
Yeah.
They grow old, they grow with depression and not having been heard.
Yeah.
So please, we can have a platform maybe for the mental health issues.
Okay.
Make it happen. So
Yes.
for the event coming, Maze, tutakuwa hapo sana. Welcome sana. It's on the 27th, right? Yeah, KNT. Karibuni sana. And yeah. Karibuni sana.
Yes, amazing, amazing, guys. You're going to be hearing more from Komora in just a bit, so relax. We are going to hear him at length on another lounge. But before we get to the final performance, Dorphan, social media handles, where can guys find you? Where can they ask you for the tickets? Where can we, stalk you?
My social media so Facebook, it's Dorphan, poetically speaking. So Dorphan is sort of how it's written here. Okay, it's Dorphan _ age. It's on Twitter and Instagram. Dorphan age block without a K. On YouTube. Actually, the piece Mama Alicia is the last video, like official video I released
On YouTube.
on YouTube. We released that last year. That was more like that was one of my highlights of last year.
Yes.
Last year being the year it was.
Yes, COVID
Yeah, so-
and everything.
Yeah, so we released a video for that. So it's Dorphan age block on YouTube and Dorphan _ age on Twitter and Instagram. Dorphan poetically speaking on Facebook.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Guys.
you can hit my DMs, my inbox, for the tickets.
Exactly.
Yeah.
For the tickets, for inviting him for a performance.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
you
for
need him, he'll
bookings.
show up.
Yeah, we'll take
exactly.
bookings
Book for
too.
all the bookings.
Yeah.
Look for him and we will get there. For now, I want to give you guys a chance to do your final performance. Dorphan is still going to come back on another lounge. I'm telling you guys, these guys know how to create opportunities for each other, which is amazing. But right about now, Dorphan's final performance as we close.
Yep. So this is I think one thing 2020 did for us is that sort of put us in a position where, because when you don't interact with people as an artist, you're inspired by people. So there's a lot of gaps. So of an inspiration. So I was very uninspired at some point. I felt like my muse left, and so this is Muse Amenitoka. News ni Muse ameamua kunitoka. Something to do with deep pieces not translating to my pockets depth. Patience ni virtue, para nasema yake imechoka. Already economy shall drain all my strength. Both economy na absence yake zina threaten my mental health. Alisema bado ananipenda na hataki kunitenda, but amechoka kwa pretender that chesi big spender just because inaga kakitu kwa bank. Etikako ka food kwa meza ni such a strenuous task. Sitakuwa too much to ask ye kutaka gari, let alone kujaza gas kwa tank. Nikajaribu kumshow babe, unajua, akanishow babe, niko sure intentions zako ni pure, but nataka babies, Mercedes, na kuwa trendy like other ladies. I don't want to break your heart, I'ma come out kama sadist, but unfortunately there's no easier way to say this. I'm so sorry. Na hivyo ndo ndoto za wenye vipaji na mahitaji zimepata breaking story. News ni Muse ameamua kunitoka. Something to do with deep pieces not translating to my pockets depth. Patience ni virtue, lakini anasema yake imechoka. Already economy shall drain all my strength. Support the economy na absence yake ni threats to my mental health. Since aishie, nimejaribu hook up na wengine, watu wame fall short. Je, ni possible ku reverse clock pengine? Hata baada ya kunikula block bado najipata nikimstock kwingine. I'm just another washed up star bila yeye. Just another frightened chicken na prayer request kwa mwewe. Kalamu imekuwa mzito, sina thoughts ziko worth kuandikwa. Ni kama kuwa na sufuria na mwiko but bila unga iko enough kupikwa. Wow champion, but imekuwa koma tu, si kuishia ni kama KO nilipigwa. Ni many moons tangu, and I keep drifting in and out of consciousness. Image yake kwa bongo langu ni hazy. Absence yake inazidi kuni drive crazy. Your presence yake always ilikuwa ni amazing. Sahi ameniachia tu memories kwa notebook zangu. Sahi mpaka diary ni blank tangu atoke kwa life yangu. Sahi ni roho inavuja badala ya kalamu yangu. Nikilala namuona akikuja na utana karamu yangu. Ingawa nikiamka bado news alishanitoka. Something to do with deep pieces na deficiency ikifika ni my pockets depth. Patience ni virtue, lakini alisema yake imechoka. Already economy ilikwisha drain all my strength. So both the economy na absence yake ni threats to my mental health. So please, ukiona news mwambie news ni namsaka.